What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the block. It's your girl Red. Back at it one more time. I forgot what episode I'm on. I'm just feeling some shit out, winging bro. Just we out here winging it, bro. The block's just, being frustrated. It's very frustrating for me, but that's what happens when you're a dream chaser. You know what I'm saying? Dreams everything's not gonna be smooth.
Yeah, you're gonna have some bumpy roads in there.
Man, I think 2017 is like the bumpy road for the block, but we gonna smooth it out. So my homeboy Dre,
what's good?
From same
shit, different toilet.
Yes, podcast. How can I forget that?
How did I forget that twice?
I was high. I was high earlier. I'm gonna blame it on the weed because I was nigga.
Blame it on the marijuana.
The weed I smoked was like, sheesh. I don't even know how I made it over here. No, I was playing. Where am I? So my homeboy hit me up and was like, he wanted to step on the block again, talk about some music because a lot of music dropped. And we only 3 months in.
Yeah.
And a lot of music has dropped. So
a lot.
I was like, hell yeah, you come to the block, bro. Any time. Especially if you got a topic. If you come with some material,
with a topic,
you're good. Because sometimes you be like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Have I already talked about that? Do I need to stop talking about that? Like, you get to that point. For people that don't understand the podcast life from this side of the game,
it's a headache sometimes.
Yeah,
because you don't want to repeat yourself. You know what I mean? So if something ain't going on and you like, man, we talked about this last week.
Yep.
What we gonna talk about this week?
Yeah.
And you be like, man, fuck it.
And then like my homeboy told me, he was like, you gotta be consistent. It's like it's hard to stay consistent when topics is not always
exactly
at your fingertips, or if it's like the same old shit keep going on. Why I'm gonna keep talking about the same shit? Like, y'all gonna get tired of hearing about it. I'm gonna get tired of talking about it. It's gonna become like pointless.
Redundant.
But, it comes really redundant.
Itself. That's why we try to bring people on, interview people, just so that we might hint on certain things we talked about in the weeks prior, but we also do an interview at the same time. So it's going to have a little different type of flavor to it, but it's definitely a headache if you try and do it every single week.
Every single week. I mean? And I was cranking out the block every weekend, nigga. It was every Saturday or Friday I was giving episodes, and then you just kind of get, stagnant a little bit, and you gotta, and there's nothing wrong with pulling away from from your shit, especially something that you care about. Just kind of analyze it a little bit, see what you can tweak, what other roads you could take, what you want to cut out, what you want to put in. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, be careful.
Yeah, it's a process. It's harder than you think.
It really is. Like, it's more than just a laptop, some recording equipment,
and then just talking,
and a microphone, and just talking.
Because I've done that before. I started out like that. I was doing a show by myself. And I did like 3 episodes, and I was like, yo, this shit's whack. And it was like Dolo by yourself. I was like, this shit is whack.
I think I've done like maybe 2 episodes by myself.
Yeah,
and the total, I got like 50. I think I'm at like 50 something, roughly. 50 episodes. So out of like all 50, I've probably done like 2.
Yeah.
Solo.
It's not the same. Like, it just feels like, man, this is probably about to get boring. You don't want to go. You don't want to go too long.
Yeah.
Like, I might do 20 to 30 minutes, but that's it, and I'm out. You don't want to go for your 45 or an hour because it's not. Nobody wants to hear one person talk for an hour.
Nah, I mean, unless you like very.
I mean, if you're like an event or something like that, like listen to a podcast,
you don't want to hear that for like 45 minutes, straight. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but what's the point of a 20-minute episode? You know what I'm saying?
Like, all right, it's over. That's it. So,
after you get out of the introduction and shit out of the way, you're like, well, I mean, I guess that was it.
Yeah, so that's why it's always good to have at least somebody to bounce shit off with, or a guest interview, whatever you're doing. It's always good to have at least one other person there to make the time, because sometimes when you got 2 or 3 people there, that hour or 45 minutes goes by
real quick.
You know what I mean? But whereas you by yourself, you be like, man, I've been talking for only 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you feel like it's been like 45. You be like,
I know it's been an hour.
Right, I know y'all motherfuckers ain't even gonna listen to this shit. But I mean, I think the first episode I did by myself was like on my birthday.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was turning 30, so it was like my 30th episode.
Doing it by yourself.
So actually, it turned out to be like a dope episode, just because I gave people like kind of like a background of like who I am, so that people kind of get an idea of like who they're listening to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it got good reviews or whatever, but they don't want to hear that shit outside. But then when you get frustrated and motherfuckers don't want to come on, and you like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it by myself. Like, you get to that point where you just like, fuck, I'm just gonna do it myself. Like, I ain't got time for this, because you want to put out content.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Banshees blog might hit you with like 2 episodes a month. I think that's what I'm about to limit myself to.
Yeah,
so I don't get I don't get stale, and then y'all don't get tired of me
Yeah.
Because that tends to happen.
Yeah, people get tired. I don't listen to that.
I don't hear that shit. Like, I'm tired of that. So, back to the music. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, what you got?
Well, a lot has happened from the top of the year to now. Drake came out, More Life. And I seen a lot of people talking about, a lot of people, they were saying, this is how I feel about Drake. People say I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan of his music. I'm not, my favorite rapper is J. Cole, but.
You ain't OVO Fest?
Nah.
Flying to Canada?
Nah. But my favorite rapper is J. Cole, but I will say I personally feel like Drake is incapable of producing an overall bad project. Because of the type of music that he makes, the type of person that he is. His music is gonna do numbers, regardless.
Just because of his name.
Because of his name, yeah. But that's because of what he did in the past to get there. You know, anybody can't just put out some. I mean, people could say, I think Kendrick, that To Pimp a Butterfly, personally.
We're about to have beef.
It was
beef brew.
It was me and Drake. But I'm just saying.
I'm saying, look at him like.
But as an example, is that a person with a name. The album didn't necessarily do that well. I mean, over time it did, but I'm saying when it first came out, it didn't do as well as, A Good Kid, Mad City. You could look at a Kanye when he dropped the Yeezus. Yeezus didn't really do as well as you know what I mean? Because it was different. It was a different sound. But I'm saying Drake usually stays in his lane, in his realm, and his music is generally, it's good. Now, he has bad songs. Everybody has bad songs. But overall, for a project, if you take his projects and if you compare them to the rest of the field, how bad is it? Now, it might be bad for a Drake project, but is it bad for
you
an
can't
overall
even
project?
Okay, so here's my views. I hated Views.
I've heard that before.
Views trash.
I've heard that before.
No, I don't know what the fuck that was. I feel like I like Drake. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm a huge Drake fan and no shit like that. I do find myself criticizing him a little harder than I do other rappers. Yeah. Just because of the background that he comes from. Yeah. So I kind of give him a tough time. It's like when the whole started from the bottom, now we're here, shit was going on. I was like, Drake.
Actually, I hate that song.
I hate that song.
I hate that. When it came out, I was so mad.
Yeah, when it came out, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Video was cool, though.
Yeah, video was cool. Yeah. Good visual.
Yeah.
But Drake, you're Jewish. You're Jewish and black. And you grew up in Canada. Yeah. Like, from the rest of the bottom 48, like, how hard is it really in Canada? You know what I'm saying? Because we live in Louisville. Louisville has, its rough parts of the city. Yeah. And then you have other places like Chicago where the whole fucking city might be rough, or, Compton, or, other places like that where it's actually rough. So if artists from those places came out with a song like Started From the Bottom, now we're here, we would respect it more as opposed to, bro, like, you was on Degrassi. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you was Jimmy. Yeah, you was Wheelchair Jimmy. Like, how rough did you really have it? Not saying that he didn't have his hardships, because of course, everybody does. Yeah. That's just how life is. Yeah. But you can't give me, some street hood shit, like, it was rough, like, cut it out, all right?
Yeah, I have no...
But more, for me, I probably have to go back and listen to More Life, but I like all the songs he was rapping on. Mm-hmm. Any song that he rapped on the album, I favored it on Tidal. Yeah. Because he was actually... I like when Drake spits. I absolute hate when he sings. Because to me, he can't sing. Him and Nicki fucking Minaj cannot
Yeah, Drake doesn't sing. He just harmonizes. He holds the melody. He gets a little... that's it.
I don't like that. Because I come from a family of singers. Like, Smokey from Player is my cousin. Yeah. So I come from singers in my family. So if you're going to get up here and sing, bro, you got to... Let's go. Yeah. I don't want nobody harmonizing on tracks and all that. Like, I feel like you half-assing some shit. Yeah. But we do have to recognize that he is a culture vulture. Uh-huh. Drake is definitely anybody that he attaches himself to. Yeah. Just know that your style or how you flow or how you sing or how you do shit.
If he likes it, he's going to use it.
Oh, he's using it. Yeah, which I'm very happy that Bryson Tiller did not sign to OVO, because look at what he did to Party Next Door. Yeah. Party Next Door is like, he's a good songwriter. Yeah. He has, good songs. I'm not a Party Next Door fan at all. I don't want nobody to get this misconstrued. But it's like when I listened to, I think the first time I heard Party, I was like, I thought it was Party, and fucked around, it was Drake. Yeah. And I was sitting there like, what? Like, dude snatched his whole flavor and just like threw it on the song. Like, all right, bro, I'm gonna sign you and throw you a couple good looks, and then you'll be okay. But as far as like Drake as a camp, like OVO camp, it's not gonna move. Yeah. Because Drake's not. I don't see Drake letting anybody, surpass the shine that he already has.
Oh no! I mean,
he's gonna be like, he'll give you like, Party gets a good look. Yeah. His other artists get good looks, but that's about it. Like, you'll never be here next to me.
I mean, OVO XO. You got Nav, you got Belly, you got what's the name? Majid Jordan or whatever they call it, or whatever. You got them. I mean, it's a lot of artists that are affiliated with that whole camp, and Drake. I mean, he takes from all their sounds. Everybody sounds that is affiliated with. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does.
Or does he sit there and say it like jokingly, like, I'm still like, and they just like, oh, Drake's funny. He's like,
maybe he does. But one thing I will say that he does do that I've noticed. I don't know on which album it is, but I know on majority of his albums, usually at least one or two tracks is either an interlude or something where it's not his song, it's somebody else. It's somebody else's song, you know what I'm saying? So
good look.
He even did it for Kendrick on Take Care, you know what I mean? So he does it for a lot of artists. So I will give him credit for that. He's I think his thing is that he wants to be the big homie. He wants to be the big bro, and yeah, he does. But
and that's the thing, like, and that's the problem with most artists nowadays. They don't want to put in that work. Like, they want that instant, nigga, I'm on big homie status, come to me. And it's like, nigga, who the fuck are you?
And that's why him and Wiz, I don't know if they still got their little beef going on, but that's why they did have beef.
Notice Drake got a whole lot of little beefs with people
because he's he's sensitive. You know what I mean?
And he's biting.
Yeah. He's
so if you bit some off my plate, I'm gonna have beef with your ass too.
So that's why him and Wiz got into it, because he wanted Wiz to come on. Remember he did the whole Paradise tour he did along when they had Kendrick, ASAP, Cole was there, Waka was there. He had basically all the young niggas.
Yeah.
And he wanted Wiz to come on, and Wiz was like, "Nah, I'm about to do this Black and Yellow tour." And Drake felt slighted, like, are you serious? You gonna turn me down?
Yes.
And then Wiz went and did his own thing and blew up. Yeah. And then they kind of never. If you notice, Wiz and Drake, they never made music together. You know what I mean? So that's one of those. It's almost like the whole Drake and Kanye beef. Nobody really knew about it until Kanye brought it up. A lot of people,
per usual.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people kind of had a feeling about it. Maybe they got a little tension, but nobody really knew. Like, no, they really don't like each other. Like, they're not seeing eye to eye for a moment. You know what I mean? But then I guess they squashed it or whatever. But he has a lot of little beefs going. Him and Future got into like 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? So it's
and Trey Songz.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just the type of person he is. But as far as the music goes, entertainment side, I personally feel he can't make a bad project in my eyes. I feel like every project he makes is at least solid.
He ain't gave me an album that made me feel like Blueprint made me feel, or College Dropout made me feel. I'm talking about like albums that are timeless.
Take Care.
That's the only one, like, out of his body of work.
But some people think Nothing Was the Same was better.
No, I like Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah, I did too.
It's neck and neck, but once again, like I said earlier, if he is singing on the track, Red don't like it, like, because it really depends. Like him and Rihanna, that Take Care song is dope.
Yeah.
Because just how he was riding the beat, and he was actually giving, like, he was kind of rapping a little bit, and then on the hook he'll fuck it up by singing per usual. But but for me, More Life is not what everybody always hypes his projects up to be. Yeah. Like, if you're reading This Is Too Late,
I like that.
Yeah,
that was
mediocre.
I felt like that was his that was like a anthem album, because almost every song on there
could be played on the radio.
Exactly, it was a whole bunch of singles. You know, it was a whole bunch of singles. I liked it. It was cool. Probably if I rank them, it probably goes Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. Then
it gets shifty after that. You got 1 and 2.
Damn, what was the name of the first one? The mixtape that was the album that wasn't an actual album.
His mixtape. If we say mixtape,
his mixtape.
I love mixtape Drake.
Yeah, his mixtape was good.
Like when I first heard the mixtape, like first got wind of Drake, I was like, this nigga's dope. And I'm talking about rapping, not this nigga, doing the pop Drake songs. And I don't like that. Yes, that's where the money comes in at. But me being such a hip hop head, it's like you're not being true to the base. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying don't get out here and, do pop like records or anything like that. But if it came down to it, stay true to what really, put you on in the first place. Because you wouldn't become a pop star had it not been for hip hop.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's the same thing goes for Nicki. If you wouldn't be a pop star, and I'm not putting her in the same category by any measure.
But she's hilarious though, because like everybody knows that what's his name, Safari was writing all her stuff. Everybody knows that. But she was on Twitter the other day talking about how she came up with the hook for this, and she came up with this, and she was like putting an emphasis on words. She was like capitalized. I put my vocals and all type of stuff, and I'm like, yo, we know we know what was we know the real. Like, calm down.
It took you 2 weeks to reply to Remy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So,
and you came back with bullshit, so you can save all of that. That's what I'm saying. All that you took too long.
Yeah.
And was posting pictures talking about you busy and shit.
Yeah.
To get back at somebody and beef, that's not what this is. And I heard a lot of motherfuckers trying to compare it to when Takeover and Ether. I said, you can't do that. I said, that was early 2000. We didn't have nearly as much technology as we have right now. Of course, it took Nas 4 months to say something back because it wasn't uploading to the internet. It was, if I want somebody to hear this, I gotta drop this off at Flex.
Yeah.
Or I gotta give it to so-and-so to play it in the club. Like, you literally had to go shop your shit. Now, it's so easy. You can just upload it to SoundCloud and let, SoundCloud do the rest. Yeah. Share it on your Twitter, share it on your IG, your Facebook, Snapchat, and just let everything else take care of it because the blogs is going to pick it up. And that's why it's easier to have beef now because it's very instant.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm calling you out. You got 2 hours and you can hit a studio. No problem.
Yeah, she could have had a studio.
You could record that shit on your phone if you was really with the shit. Like, if you had an iPhone, you could be like on your phone right now going in. But you took too long. You came back with bullshit. Yeah. We didn't care no more. And of course, her fan base hyped her up and thought she did something. I was like, this shit is ass.
I feel like Remy set herself up with the second disc. She shouldn't have did
it the other way around.
She shouldn't have did the second disc, and then she shouldn't have. And then she tried to do it back to back, and it was horrible. Listen, it was like
the second one for me. The second one because I'm a Remy fan, but. And I like Nicki too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here in front like I don't quote, song lyrics and shit like that. Like Nicki has said some shit in the past. I'm like, okay, you talking that shit. But no, she did it backwards. If she would have dropped another one first, kind of like what Drake did with Charged Up, because Charged Up was ass. I don't give a fuck with nobody. So it was like
it was just subtle. It was just
it was like a shot in the crowd. Like
it was just letting niggas know I'm here.
Right. I'm about to say something, and then went back to back and was like, that was a Grammy nominated song. Like this shit's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
But. Like you said, Drake could do no wrong, but she did it backwards. But for me personally, like, Sheetha is literally now top 3 most disrespectful ass beef songs.
It was disrespectful.
I'm talking about it's right up there with Hit 'Em Up, No Vaseline, and it's like Sheetha because if you listen to all 3 of those, it's very disrespectful.
Better than Super Ugly? Super Ugly was he violated. I like Super Ugly.
Super Ugly wasn't needed.
That's the point. He violated.
What he did take is the same shit. I think it's like an unwritten law in hip hop or some shit. Like they'll do like 2 diss songs, and the first shot is usually the one you be like, and the second is like, you didn't really have to do that. Like that's how I look at Super Ugly. And I said that I think I said on 3, 2, 1. I was like, my thing is about Super Ugly. It wasn't needed. I said, but don't get it twisted. I'm a Jay-Z fan, so of course I know all the words. Fuck is Jay-Z.
Takeover was the better song than Ether, but Ether was the better.
On my day,
Ether was the better diss than Takeover, but Super Ugly was more disrespectful.
That was fucked up.
See, because Ether it was jokes, Camel, whatever. But Super Ugly, he disrespected you, bro. Like that. He said some stuff where you like, he said some stuff where you like, yo, like, I thought we was just gonna go. Now you kind of crossed the line, bro. So I think Super Ugly is one of my favorite songs. I like that. As far as diss songs go, Super Ugly is like that song. I know a lot of people put Ether up there. Like I said, Ether's classic.
I think just because it's a lot. with that, just how it came in, I remember like hearing that shit as like coming up as a teenager, like out the gate was like, fuck Jay-Z. Everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh, like we just gonna go there. Like, you know, Jay kind of kept it subtle at first, and he would just start calling names out like this nigga, that nigga, this nigga, that nigga. And then when Ether came, he was like, fuck Jay-Z. He was like,
yeah, he got straight to the point.
Like straight to it, like, oh shit. And I got what Remy was trying to do. I saw what she was trying to do from the hip hop point of view. Because if you want to call yourself a female Jay-Z, she was like, okay, bitch. Like, and Jay will even admit to it that Ether kind of knocked him off his square. I mean,
Ether became a phrase. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's like you got to give somebody credit for that. Like if you playing football and they say, "Oh, you just got mossed," like, you became a phrase. You know what I'm saying? That's a phrase. Like, so like, yo, you just got Ether. Like, you know, like, yo, this nigga just killed you. Like, and so I feel like, Ether. A lot of people have Ether as, you know, the greatest or the best, you know, song. You know, it's up there. You
it's
know,
up there. It's on the list.
It's on the list.
It's definitely on the list.
Personally, I felt like Super Ugly was the disrespectful. That was up there with the No Vaselines.
No Vaseline.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a disrespectful song.
Tupac came out too. First off, fuck your. I was like, oh my. And I was a child. Like, that just shows you the progression over a period of time. You be like, oh my, they talk to each other? Whoa, like, that shit's crazy. Like, you've heard that shit, like, amongst your friends and shit like that. But when you hear it, when everybody in the world can fucking hear that shit, you like, oh my, we're going there. Like, it makes you want to fight him. Like, off top. Why is my watch talking? What is that about? So then, so Rick Ross. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Rick Ross? Let me tell you something. Let me give my disclaimer before you go for it. I am not a Rick Ross fan.
What?
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got all the albums and all that. I like the songs he puts out. He has good singles. Mm-hmm. I've listened to a couple of his albums. I think the last album that I listened to, like from top to bottom, was God Forgive. And I don't.
God Forgives, I don't.
Yeah, I think that was like the last one. But the other ones, I probably like skimmed through, like singles. Probably check it out. But this Rather You Than Me is an amazing album.
Yes.
Production is like, that's what hooked me at first. Like,
his beat selection's always A1.
Oh my God. His single with the People Make the World Go Round. That's like one of my favorite classic R&B songs. Mm-hmm. And then he flipped it and
I'm a Ross fan. You know, I have to be. I'm big. You know what I mean? So by definition,
big. I like guys. You know.
So by definition, I mean, if you like my favorite rappers over time, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Biggie's in there. You know, you know what I mean. So just by default, that's my guy. You know. So but no, I like Ross, man. And I saw something on Twitter like 2 or 3 days after the album dropped, and I think it was an article or somebody was like, has Rick Ross surpassed Biggie? And
I saw that shit.
And it was hectic because all the New York.
Your editor? Like, I want to know who wrote this. How old are you? How old are you? 24. Shut the fuck up. All right. At 24, when you got motherfuckers that we grew up in the golden era of hip hop.
Yeah.
So we know about like pretty much every fucking body you can think of. Like, it was way more people back then to choose from than it is to choose from now. Yeah. So you can't sit here, and when I seen it, I didn't even click the article. I was gonna read this shit. Yeah. Shit sounds stupid to me because it's one sided. And it's very unfair.
Yeah.
Biggie died. He only had 2 albums.
Exactly. And that's
not enough body of work to try to compare somebody to.
And that's the way I looked at it too. The only thing that I said was, if you were to just compare them off their best, like you said, Biggie's best song versus Ross. You know, not saying, I mean, and Biggie you could say Juicy. You know what I mean? You could name Big Papa, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you Dead Wrong. You know what I mean? You can name a whole bunch of stuff. You know, Ross probably doesn't have anything he could hold a candle to that. But I will say for Ross has, I think, 9 studio albums, and he has 3 mixtapes since he's been out. Out of those 9 studio albums, to me, as a fan of the dude, I feel like he has 2 to 3 classics, in a sense. You know, just because of what his sound, he became its own style. You know what I mean? So like Ross's sound is definitive. You know, it's almost like Future. You know. It's almost like Future. If Future is on a track, no matter who it is, that is a Future song. He could be on a track with Jay-Z. It don't matter. That is a future song. You know what I mean? And so same thing with Ross, like that sound and his whole beat selections, production, just the way he moves. You know, I feel like people can't knock him so much, you know, because people say, "Oh, he'll never be better than Biggie. He'll never surpass Biggie."
But when did that become a thing, like to compare him to Biggie, just because they both fat?
Because they big.
That's stupid.
It is stupid.
That's like comparing LL Cool J to Jay-Z just because like they the same height or some bullshit. Like people
would do that.
That's weird.
It is weird.
It's so weird. Like that is weird for men because like, it's one thing to do it for like females. Yeah. Like for some reason, everybody compares Rihanna to Beyonce. I'm like, they don't even make the same kind of music.
I would compare Rihanna to more Aaliyah type if I was to do that. But
and then it wouldn't be, and then it'd be one sided because Aaliyah died.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I said. I said people take Biggie and Pac and they put them in this untouchable glass box and say these two are immortal.
Yep.
They are at everybody's top 5 default, no matter what. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't have Pac in my top 5. I'm not a Pac fan. You know, I'm not a big fan of his music.
And now that you think about it, it's also unfair to compare Biggie and Pac just because Pac had way more albums.
Pac had way more music than Biggie.
Pac lived in the fucking studio.
Yeah,
like this nigga was cranking out albums every 2 weeks.
He was Gucci before Gucci.
Yeah,
he was
the original.
I think he still got music that ain't came out yet.
And that's what's so crazy. Like this nigga spent his life
in the studio. You know, But with that said, you know, just because, you know, they passed early, you know, I'm not gonna default them to being at that status, you know. So I'm not a Pac fan, so I don't have Pac in my top 5. But, you know, I asked this question on Facebook and I just wanted to see what other people thought. I wasn't trying to tell people, you know,
this is what it is.
Yeah, this is what it is. No, this is a question I saw on Twitter, but I saw it was either two sides. If you was from New York, it was either hell no. And if you was from anywhere else, you was like, maybe. I don't know. I have to think about it. But New York people, never.
Like you're not gonna be. That's like highly disrespectful.
Exactly,
like,
and they was getting highly upset. Yeah. Understandable. So I was like, let me ask my Facebook friends. So I asked, Facebook friends, and I had people telling me, nah, you crazy. No, I'm like, I'm not saying that he did.
Wasn't me.
It was just a question.
Yeah.
And so, but then in that discussion came up, a discussion of T.I.'s name came up, and somebody said T.I. has a better discography than Rick Ross. I disagree with that because in order to have a better, this is why I disagree with it, was because I said T.I. hasn't had a quality project since Paper Trail. Paper Trail came out in 2008. Yeah. But the only reason why I say Paper Trail is because a lot of people say I wasn't really a big fan of Paper Trail. I feel like King
is fucking
classic.
Amazing.
Exactly. That was in 2006.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's 11 years ago. Yeah. And if you count Paper Trail, that was 2008. That's 9. So he hasn't had a quality album in 9 to 11 years. Ross has been constantly putting out quality music since Port of Miami. You got Port of Miami, you got Triller, you got Deeper Than Rap, you got Teflon Don, you got God Forgives I Don't, you got Mastermind, you got Hood Billionaire, you got the Black Market or whatever it is, and then this new one, Rather You Than Me. Yeah. So plus the mixtapes in between, the Rich Forever, the Albert Anastasia EP, and he had the Ashes to Ashes mixtape. So I like T.I. T.I. has classics. People say I'm Serious, trap music. And King, probably, I think Urban Legend is his best.
I love Urban Legend.
I personally think Urban Legend and King are his two best projects. Those are his two best. But T.I. fans, Paper Trail was cool.
It wasn't as solid as it.
Paper Trail was his single album. Paper Trail had Dead and Gone, Live Your Life, What's Happening.
Yep.
What's the other joint it had on there? Swagger Like Mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was his single. That was the one that was just single friendly. That was his hit, his hit album. But he hasn't had a good project in about 9 years.
Now the little EP that he dropped, that Us or Else, was good.
Yeah,
good.
It was straight.
Good little 6 songs. I like the way that he's trying to be more versatile with how he delivers now, because it just shows the growth as a man. Because honestly, you don't want to keep hearing about your favorite rapper rapping about selling drugs every fucking song, or doing these outlandish drugs like Future be doing.
So what was his
Molly Percocet? Like, who the fuck's doing all this shit?
What was T.I.'s last hit?
Last hit? It's been a minute.
Ain't About the Money.
Yeah.
With Thug. What was that like? 2014. You know what I mean? So I like T.I., man, but I just don't see the idea that he has a better body of work than Rick Ross.
I don't see that either.
You know, I when I think of Ross, it's only so many rappers from the South
that you could
that I would even put over Ross in this day and age as far as success wise and consistency. The only one is, I mean, can we count J. Cole because he is from the Carolinas? You know what I mean? People, you know, somebody told me
niggas do forget that
yes,
shit.
I'm saying. So somebody told me, no, nigga, he claimed Queens. Nah, bro, relax. He claims Carolina. I mean, he likes New York. He lives in New York.
Yeah,
but he still reps Carolina. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, if you count Cole, I put him in there, and then if you count, you got to put Wayne. Wayne had one of the, no
matter how hard he's falling off.
Yeah, Wayne had one of the sickest runs in music history.
Like 06 to about 09.
Yeah,
11,
he had a stint where he was that dude. Exactly. And he was mixtapes, the albums, and every feature he was on.
Was like crazy.
And it was like if they couldn't get Wayne, the next person they would get Fab. You know what I mean? So
and I called it. This was so crazy. Like I called that what is happening to Wayne right now. Yeah. I called it. I said this nigga's he's doing way too much. He is oversaturating himself and the music. I said he's gonna burn out. Now when you look, you don't even get excited when you hear Wayne on the track no more because you already know what the fuck he gonna talk about. And this is coming from a female that enjoys, you know, having oral done to her. That's fine. But do I want to hear that on every fucking song? No. Like, I'm talking about the hardest song you could think of. They be talking about killing niggas, and somehow, some way, he gonna sneak in eating some pussy. I don't know how. I don't even know why. But he'll find a way. Like, that's his thing.
That's his thing. Yeah, that's
I get it, but I don't want to hear that. Like, it don't make sense. If we get on the serious song, we talking about, you know, Black Lives Matter or, you know, something that we need to hear. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 he's gonna figure out.
He ain't that bad.
Shit.
If it's a serious song, he gonna find a way to put the word pussy.
He gonna find a coded way to say it. They killing us like I'm killing this pussy or some stupid shit like that. You be like, what are you? Like, he'll lose you real quick. Like, you'll be bopping and then he'll just come out shit. You be like,
come on, Wayne. I mean, but that's Wayne, man. It's kind of like,
I hate to see it. And
it's
it had to be him.
Yeah, bro. I mean, he fell off, but like I said, as far as the success that he had, I mean, it was a good run. Yeah, Ross is up there because of his consistency. You know what I mean? Ross is up there just because of his consistency. And I think when it's all said and done, once you factor in the way that he moves, you know, his business moves and everything, he's going to go down as one of the best of this current time, at least. At least the current time, because unlike a lot of rappers, you know, he took you know, the tutelage from Jay-Z and ran with it. You know, Jay-Z only messes with a certain, I mean, like really messes with a certain amount of people. You know what I'm saying? He T.I.'s in his circle. You know what I'm saying? Ross is in his circle. You know, people like
he got Cole.
You know what I'm saying?
Kendrick,
you see certain people who he really don't. I mean, him and Drake got their little, you know, beef, I guess you want to call it, but I don't think that they actually dislike each other. I think they just ain't seeing eye to eye on the business tip.
And Jay did try to look out for him.
He did.
And then Drake, of course, said he ignored it.
Okay. He did. Yeah, he ignored it. I mean,
but in all true things that happens, yeah, you gonna look back at that shit and be like, fuck. Like, I should have listened to this nigga. Like, he really
should have listened, but I will say him taking the Apple deal over the Tidal deal was smart. For the simple fact,
I mean, Tidal don't need Drake just because.
Well, yeah, they don't. But I'm just saying, as far as the money wise,
the laundry list of artists that he already has. Like, you try to put like all these artists up against Drake, like, come on, bro. Like, that's only so much Drake you can listen to in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's true.
Because you're gonna get tired, and eventually you're gonna be like, shit, I want to hear something else.
And that's true.
And then you might have to venture over the Tidal. Money wise, yes, of course, but as far as, I hate Rick Ross on R&B songs though.
For real?
When he's on because he don't stick to what we talking about. I love him and
John Legend music together. I think him and John Legend make magic.
The one that really pissed me off was Chris Brown. It was a New Flame. It's Chris Brown, Usher, and Rick Ross. When this nigga,
I like that.
No. Because whatever he was talking about had absolutely nothing to do with sparking a new flame with a feet. Like, that's literally all they was talking about.
I don't even remember what he was talking about.
This nigga, I just like he had like a baseball reference or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, literally every time I hear this song, I get mad because I feel like he fucked the song up. he could have. I think he should have went back and rewrote the verse. Like it wasn't his best verse at all.
Well, he's not.
But it still pisses. It really got me. Because I'm so like anal about shit like that. If you gonna be on an R&B song, remix it. You gotta stick to what the fuck that the singer's talking about. You can't be out here talking about shooting niggas, selling drugs. No, like he's trying to serenade somebody. He's trying to literally start something new, and you over here talking about baseball and Gucci this and it was. But okay, so how did you feel about the Idols Become Rivals?
I liked it.
I was thoroughly surprised.
Yeah, I liked it. I saw some people saying that it wasn't a diss song, but
I said that after listening to it a couple times. I didn't call it a diss song because it sounded like, because he kept saying "Stunner, I love you, my nigga." Like it sounded like a letter, kind of like when J. Cole dropped
about Wale.
False Prophets.
Wale.
That wasn't a diss song at all. It was more like, my nigga, like I hate that you feel this way, and I just want to express it on the grand stage so that everybody else can see it. That's how I took it. Even when he took when Cole said what he said about Kanye, which was very true. What he said about Wale was very true. Yeah. It wasn't a diss song. If I'm keeping it a buck with my nigga, I'm not dissing you. Yeah. Like I'm really trying to look out for you because I'm really concerned about why do you feel that way. But a diss song is like Ether, take over. Like that's fuck you, bitch, all that shit. It was like, I'm concerned.
But you have to put in. This is how I feel about it, because Ross is on record calling Birdman a pussy. You know what I mean? He's on record calling him that.
This is true.
Then in the song, I mean, he talked about, man, it made me upset when I found out that your watches was fake. You know what I mean?
Damn,
so you got, you know what I mean? So you got to be like, yo, like now you exposing the dude. You know what I mean? So you got to put that kind of.
Did we quietly know that though?
I mean, we might have assumed it, but Birdman got bread, so that's probably real. You know what I'm saying? Like. It's
when he was doing too much with the cars and like MTV Crib and shit like that. I was like, this shit is rented.
It probably
this nigga's leasing. He don't own this shit. Like if times get hard, he can't sell it.
Yeah,
he gotta give it back because he literally don't own it. Because when you oversaturate, the flossing and being extra, you start to slowly expose yourself. Mm-hmm. For the fake nigga that you are, because anybody else will be out here. Of course, they like nice things. They like to have nice things, but are they showing the world these nice things? Nah. Like, when's the last time you seen Jay-Z like, look at my cars, my houses? Nah. Does he have all those things?
Hov ain't done that since probably what?
Reasonable Doubt?
Big Pimpin' or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's been a long time since Hov really acted like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody has these nice things, but you ain't always got to put these nice things on Front Street to try to, I got this, you don't. Yeah. Like, nigga, you got more money than everybody. Of course, you can afford to get these things.
It's the persona he wants,
It's horrible.
But I do feel like, to me, that was a diss song just because Ross is on record, calling that man out his name. He said some stuff that, he basically tried to expose him. Then at the same time,
he was like, man, that shit about Khaled.
It's what I'm saying. He's like, man, and what made me mad about that whole Khaled thing is because after Idols become your, Idols become your rivals, after that came out, I seen people on Twitter talking about, man, y'all didn't know that Khaled was referring to Birdman when he said they. Man, ain't nobody know that. I was like, man, nobody know that. Nobody knew that. You know what I mean?
Because when that song came out, you probably started putting it together like. Then I went back and did research because the albums that Khaled has,
he was on Cash Money.
He under Cash Money. You notice all the album covers?
Yeah.
He's like holding his head.
Yeah.
He's like hiding his face, and it's like Birdman was probably stressing him the fuck out. He's like holding his head, and I'm like. It all makes sense now. Because now that he's on his own, like the last album he put out, this nigga sitting in the throne with a lion in front of him. Like this nigga ain't holding his head no more. This nigga ain't hiding.
Yeah, Khaled.
He's a hustler.
Yeah, I like Khaled, man. I said the way that he moves, if you take a page of anybody's book, take it out of Khaled's, because the way that he marketed himself, the way that he branded himself, like that whole Snapchat thing.
Off the back of fucking Snapchat, bro.
Snapchat was cool. Everybody had it, but when Khaled was doing his whole, he was on the jet skis, getting lost. You know what I'm saying? He was planting the flowers.
It became funny.
Yeah, but then pulling up on Ross. He was doing all type of stuff.
Puffy, pull up on Puff.
You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, what Khaled doing today? And Snapchat got popping, and he's already Bel Air. He's doing all type of these little like self promotion stuff.
By the way.
I ain't never had it.
Don't get it. It's so nasty. I bought it like one day. I think for my mom's birthday. Shit's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
I was like, it's the nasty. Like
But
Do Say is good. Like all the other stuff that
Do Say is good.
Do Say is good.
Do Say is good. But nah, he was like just the way he was marketing himself and then now the next thing you know, boom. I don't know. Maybe Snapchat had it in their plans, but they started getting the ads. They started doing this. Snapchat. I mean, it just seemed it blew Snapchat because everybody like. That's what I told somebody. I said, man, Khaled kind of put Snapchat on because of what he was doing. A lot of people was just getting on Snapchat to check out him and then check out Ross at the same time because they was doing the same stuff together.
All kind of shit.
Like I said, Khaled would get on a jet ski and drive to Ross's crib and pull up in his backyard and go in his. What we eating today? Ross getting lobster and shrimp and steak cooked for lunch and stuff. And it's just like, bro, these two niggas is hilarious. You know, what I mean, they just having the time of their lives. You know, so
rich niggas. Shit.
So yeah, Khaled. I like the way Khaled moves. I definitely felt like that song was a diss song. I mean, but I can see how somebody say, he's looking out for his mans at the same time. Like, Wale didn't take Cole's song as a diss. I'm pretty sure Birdman didn't like what he heard.
So
and when they asked Birdman about it, Birdman was like, I ain't got no time for that bitch ass shit. You know,
I don't talk about pussy shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like we didn't expect, honestly, hip hop heads, we did not. We don't want. Yeah. Listen to what I said. We do not want a fucking response song from Birdman.
Red Cat.
Oh, he's so horrible. Candy on the slab, 200 on it. Every song on the dash. Bitch, if you don't, like, I hate Birdman. I can't stand him. Like, when he raps, he just fucks up the whole song. Like, I think it happened today. I was in the car listening to something. I think it was Rich Gang or some shit.
Yeah, Rich Gang. I think he coming out with Rich Gang too. So
who knows? I think it was a Khaled song, matter of fact. One of them old Cash Money songs. Here Come Birdman. I had to cut the shit off. It's like, he fuck up a good song. Shit.
So with the month of March almost being over, and with all the projects, I mean, can we count December? I mean, technically no, but can we count December? When
it depends on what part of December. Was it towards the end of December? Mid-December?
Yeah.
We can let it rock. Because it got to come into the first quarter anyway.
When the code dropped, December 10th, December 9th?
Yeah, that's top of December.
I mean, I just feel like because a lot of these award shows, they don't go by the year. They go by kind of like, it's kind of like October till, summer. So,
they go like third or fourth quarter or something.
Yeah, so I'm saying like it's kind of hard. If somebody come out with something in December.
It's tough. That's a hard month.
It's at the end of the year, but it's at the top. So it's kind of hard. So, I mean, but okay, from the music came out from December to now, who's came out with the best, who has the best album so far?
I'm going to have to go Cole.
Cole.
But yeah,
look, I'm a Cole fan.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it because I felt like
it wasn't Forest Hill Drive.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But it wasn't supposed to be.
It was supposed to be.
I tell people that all the time.
Cole has different personas. I feel like on albums.
Cole's smart.
Yeah, so his first album,
no features. Yeah, I'm doing all the production my damn self. This nigga's keeping all the money over here.
all his stuff. But like the first album was just to get out there, get your feet out there.
Album, shit.
The second album, Born Center, that was his. I'm gonna show y'all niggas I can spit.
I love Born Center.
And if you listen to Born Center, he's on every track. He's spitting. It's not even about making a good song.
No,
it's about his verses. Exactly. Forest Hill Drives. That's the music. He's making good song stuff you can sing to.
Like
do you want to be? You know what I mean? He's making stuff like that. And then this one, he's in his storytelling book. It's not his story, but it's his man's story. You know what I mean?
That's an ill way to be.
Exactly. So
and
now,
it's a man that died too.
Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? Nas is one of the greatest storytellers of all time. And Nas, you know what I mean? So I put all that into a perspective. And I love J. Cole. That's my guy. But the best album that I've heard from December to now
is
Hendrix.
Really?
Yes, I
can't do the drug. I can't do it.
No, see, but that's the thing. It's not like Future.
Which one was that?
That was the one with the white cover.
Okay.
The one with the yellow cover was Future, and then the one with the white cover was
the
Hendrix.
white one was I could get into that. The Future,
it was
the
R&B.
one with the I was like, this is too many drugs.
Yeah,
too many drugs.
But that was but like he said he made an album for his trap niggas.
Of course.
And then he made an album for his the artist, you know. And Hendrix is I guess his his artist, how like Sasha Fierce is Beyonce's other person.
Like his
Hendrix is his what they call his alias or whatever they call
his alter ego.
The alter ego, yeah. So when he came out to Hendrix, I wasn't really too big on the Future. Had some songs on there, but the Hendrix came out and I play it, and whenever I play it, I don't shuffle, I don't skip, I just let it play. The only song that I might skip is the song with him and Rihanna, and it's not a bad song. It's a decent song, but it's probably the worst out of the bunch. But I don't know. I just like music like that. Like that album has everything you need. It has, it's an R&B type album. You know, it definitely has an R&B feel to it.
I could get through that album more than I could get through the Future
of course, yeah.
Because
the Future, I skip a lot.
The first, I think, 5 songs, I was like, yeah, nah. It was just too many drugs. Yeah, I can't.
Man's Future. It's
I know. That's why I can't get my back.
Drugs and guns.
I can't get my back in the Future. I just can't. Like, I tried because a lot of people, talk about it, and hype it up, and they really hype them up, and I be like, okay, I'm gonna check out the hype. And every time, like, this nigga would say, like, Percocet, Molly Perk. I was like, it's too much.
Hey,
it's
that
too,
mask off. But
it's too many drugs, bro. Like, you really out here killing niggas. Like, it's an upper and a downer.
I was the same way, like, at first, because when DS2 came out, a lot of people, DS2 and Future, and they love it. And I can't lie, you go to a club. I've been to parties. I've been to, like, real deal clubs where they play DS2 on shuffle. Yeah, that's all you and for a whole 45 minutes, the club is lit. Yeah. Everybody's, it's a club, what I mean? So it's I get that aspect of it. So, but I wouldn't put DS2 in that classic box, because I would put DS2 more in that, Flockavelli.
If you trying to turn up, and I think that's really where we're at as far as this day and age. A lot of people just want to turn up. Yeah. Ain't nobody really worried about content, bars, none of that shit. They just like, if the beat goes and it can make my head, and he might say a couple lines here and there, you be like, oh, shit's a classic. You be like, see, and that's another thing that I have a problem with these new age niggas. Soon as shit drop, it's a classic. It's a classic. No, that's not how classics work.
Classic takes time.
It takes time. It has to be over. I mean, it takes a minute for you to reach a classic. You know what I'm saying? Part of your career, it takes a minute. Reasonable Doubt was not a classic when it first came out.
Nah, it
was not. It took time. That was in '96. So, you didn't even recognize that Reasonable Doubt was a classic till about
probably by the time. It's right at the time Blueprint came out.
Like '99, 2000. Yeah. That's when you was like, you look back and was like, nigga, that Reasonable, and that just shows you
over that time. It's like timeless music. That's what classic is. It's music that it just gravitates over time. So I ask you, what's the last classic that we've had in hip hop?
It's been a minute. Yeah. Because we still in that area of building over a period of time. Yeah. Like, I have, of course I have, like, my favorite albums. Like, I loved To Pimp a Butterfly. I loved Forest Hill Drive. Yeah. I loved Take Care. Yeah. There's other albums, but they're not.
I'm not a fan of this guy. I like his music sometimes.
Who's this guy?
This Kendrick guy.
I've seen you talking about Kendrick a couple times on the book. I was like, I ain't even gonna say. I'm gonna let my nigga rock. Go ahead, bro. But no,
Good Kid, Mad City.
That's a good album.
That's probably the last classic that we've had. And with I get in arguments with Kendrick fans all the time, and it's not that I don't like the dude. It's not that I don't like, it's not that I don't think he can rap. Because he can rap. A lot of people can rap. But my problem with Kendrick is with the fans that say he's an elite lyricist. And I personally don't think he's an elite lyricist. I think his flow is untouchable. That's what
makes him who he is.
that's because he can change his voice, use his voice a different way, and the way he can ride any beat. Like, the beat can change at a drop of a dime. He's
the song that he just put out.
He's switching instantly. Cole can do it too, but he can't do it like Kendrick. And I give Kendrick credit for that.
But you know what I need in my life? And I'm going to say it until it drops. I need a fucking J. Cole and Kendrick album. I need. Like, I feel like my head will pop. Because it's just so much. Like, the hip-hop person, the kid in me is like, I need. Yeah, and I've never felt that way about two artists, because I never, like, longed for an album with Jay-Z and Nas. I never wanted that. When they had a song together, it was good. It was good to listen to. It was like, cool. All right. Yeah. That was enough. Like, I didn't need no more.
I don't like Jay-Z and Nas songs together. I can't really.
They only had what, 2?
I don't like them.
And the 2 that they got, I
don't like them. I just don't like the way they sound. It's almost like, I don't know. It's just like when two artists make music together, I'm not a big fan. Like, I like if Cole and Drake made a project together. I don't know. They got some stuff together.
Because Cole's gonna watch Drake every time. Of course. But that's why I don't want it.
Of course, but Drake gonna be on the
just
hook
like Drake did with Future, with they shit they had together.
Yeah, that was a Future album.
Yeah, straight up featuring Drake.
Yeah, that was a Future album.
So let me ask you: have you listened to the Fat Joe and Remy Ma album?
Not all the way through. I played a few songs, but not all the way through. I love
that album.
You liked it?
That's a good album.
Yeah, it's a good album. I'm not a Joe fan. I'm not gonna sit
back and be like, I'm like surprised, because they make good songs together. So why couldn't they make a good album together? But Remy does wash Fat Joe.
I mean, both can rap. You know, both.
And he'll admit to that. And Joe would be like, "There's a couple songs where she washed me, bro. Like I can't even."
Yeah, I mean, but it happens.
I'm not gonna go back and like redo my verse because the girl, like she says it in interviews. She's like, I am a good rapper. Don't say female. Like I will. She's a good rapper. Yeah. Overall, I will take out your best man rapper. Like
So, but back to Kendrick. Do you think he's an elite lyricist?
For me, yeah.
You do?
For me, because I'm a Kendrick fan. I'm a J. Cole. Yeah,
see, and
it's literally neck and neck with Jake. Like, don't make me pick. Like, if you put a gun, I'll be like,
I don't know. Okay, but this is my thing with Kendrick as far as the lyrics go. Because I personally, I don't feel like he's the best lyricist in his camp. I feel like Ab-Soul is, as far as TDE goes, like if you had a battle and you had to pick somebody from each camp, MMG, Rock Nation, you got Finally Famous, TDE, whatever, everybody's little faction. You send your best lyricist, TDE sending Ab, like go get him, because he's the real deal, the rapper, the spitter in their group. And so when I tell people, Kendrick can rap, his flow is a 10. I put his lyrics like 7.5. That's not bad. That's not a bad rate at all. Exactly. It's not a bad rate at all. Oh, nigga, you tripping? I'm like, Ab-Soul's the better lyricist. No, hell no. I'm like, bro, I'm not even hating on the dude.
It's just that Kendrick is more palatable.
Yeah, he's more palatable
for other artists. Like feature wise, like Beyonce wouldn't do a song with Ab-Soul.
No,
like,
of course not.
He wouldn't be on Freedom. No. Granted, he not saying that he couldn't do his thing on Freedom, but she's like, I mean, it's Kendrick.
Yeah, it's Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? So
I like it. She probably a fan. Like, I like this nigga. Like, dude's cool, but
it's Kendrick Lamar.
It's Kendrick Lamar, bro. Like,
exactly. So
no brainer. Don't even think about it.
And like I said, I'm not a fan of the dude, but I admit he does have the latest hip hop classic, and I don't think people are scared to say something to him because of because he can rap or how he raps or whatever. I think it's more so that the fact that this dude has a whole coast behind him.
A whole fucking
coast. He has the whole
and one of
West
the most
Coast
lethal coasts to
have. Like he has literally has a whole army behind him. So if you try to come at Kendrick, you got a whole nation ready to ride for that dude. You know what I mean? Because he's well respected. I mean, because a lot of people respect him. It's not too many artists in rap right now that are overall well respected by their peers. Kendrick is, for the most part, outside his little stuff, he have a Drake, but for the most part, Kendrick is well respected. Cole, he has no static with nobody. I feel everybody from old rappers to young, whatever, they all respect Cole and they have no beef with him.
Cole is kind of like the equivalent of Nas. Nobody really check it
because Cole stay out the way.
Yeah,
Cole stay out.
Nas stayed out the way too, but then it's like people you got Jay.
He has his issues every once in a while, but for the most part, Cole. He stays low. He's not out here doing stuff. I mean, I would even say, look at somebody like 2 Chainz. Have you ever heard anybody having beef with 2 Chainz? No. You know what I mean? Like it's just some rappers.
certain people you're not gonna have beef with
because they're not that type of person. They don't they understand like, all right, cool. Like if you want to do something on Friday, I do my stuff on Saturday. It's no big nah. I'm not gonna fight with you over a day. Like nah, you good? Rock out, bro. Like what I'm saying? Like 2 Chainz, he'll big ups. He has no problem bigging up somebody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He told Quavo, you next. You know what I'm saying? Quavo, you up next.
That's the Beyonce.
Hey,
that's what they say.
He might be. But I don't think he's gonna leave like Beyonce is, though, because I think overall he's gonna have more success with the group. Have more success with the group, but he is gonna have his little stint where he does. Because as you see, he's working on something with Travis. He was on Drake's project by himself. You know what I mean? Sway Lee. Everybody knows Sway Lee's gonna. Probably leave Slim Jimmy, but Jimmy don't care.
As he should.
But Jimmy don't care because
Jimmy don't
because they brothers. Yeah. So wherever Sway
Jimmy
Lee
don't
go,
care overall.
Yeah, because Jimmy just there for the ride.
Yeah,
Jimmy's like I'm here for the party.
Like when I listened to him on the Breakfast Club, I got a headache for like a brief moment. I was like,
it was only like 25 minutes.
Yeah, it was like it was a bit much. It was a lot to take in because it's like. This nigga here, bro. Like,
he was there for the moment. He's
like, dude's
I'm
like,
here, so I'm gonna soak it in.
Yeah, I don't give a good shit. His brother's like, no, we're gonna stick to the talking points. So
yeah, exactly.
The record label said talk about X, Y, Z, this. So let me ask you, and we'll wrap it up. But let me ask you how you feel about Big Sean's album. How was it? I liked it.
It wasn't his best project wise.
What's his best project to you though?
I felt like Dark Sky Paradise was, when they came out, I thought that was the best album that came out that year.
That was a good album.
Personally, I know a lot of people say, "Oh," but I felt like it was the best. Is it better than Detroit? I feel like I mean, even though Detroit was a mixtape, I felt like that and Detroit kind of go neck and neck, depending on how you want to go. If you're like a OG Big Sean fan, you'll love Detroit. Then if you're like a newcomer to Big Sean, you'll love Dark Sky Paradise. So I feel like I've decided. Destiny has some stuff on there. That's the last track on there, last song called I've Decided. And it's great. I love it. I played that forever. That's like one of the songs that I kept. It was cool, but it was kind of forgettable. I almost forgot it came out. I almost forgot it came out because with the Migos dropping, and actually liked Culture. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. It's because the Migos aren't mumble rap; they simple rap. You understand what they're saying. It's just simple.
You like what?
Put the pot in the left hand, right hand. Stuff like that.
They give direction. It's direction rap, bro.
It's just
go left,
rap.
go right, that way. They tell you that way.
Exactly. So but no, they came out with theirs. Cole's dude, JID. The Never Story, I actually liked that a whole lot. That was a great little introduction album to that guy. So, and I actually like that dude because I feel like we need somebody like him because he looks like Lil Uzi, but he raps like Cole. See? And I feel like he'll be able to break through
with that just based off his look,
just because the way he looks. And then
he started rapping. He's like, oh shit,
he's rapping. Yeah. I could. He's not mumbling, and then he's from Atlanta on top of that, so that adds into it. So I like that guy. So I want to hear some more music from him. But I think Big Sean stuff trying to get lost in the shuffle, especially with the Drake and the Ross dropping, and Kendrick said he got something coming. Y'all niggas got to April 7th. What you think about the whole little beef? You think him and Sean's little beef is more serious than him and Drake?
I don't even know how they put that together. Like him going at, I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like him taking shots at Drake. I can actually see that versus Sean.
I'm trying to think what song it was, but it was about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Big Sean said something about rappers hiding behind skits. Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City. It was kind of skit feel. You know what I mean? It had music.
It was needed. Though.
Yeah, it was needed because it connected to songs.
Think about the album without the skits.
Yeah.
The skits make the album what it is.
Yeah, it helps you understand the songs and how it's going. It pieces
it together, and you can actually visualize the shit that's going on. Exactly. Like you can see his mama calling, talking about, "Hey, I need the band back," and then his daddy be in the background,
with the dominoes.
Yeah, some dominoes.
But now Big Sean said, a rapper saying they the greatest, they hiding behind skits, some type shit. So he said that on the track a while ago. And then No More Interviews, he was taking some more shots, saying, you saying you the king, all type of stuff. So
he gotta be careful.
I guess over time it built up, and then after Kendrick heard Free Smoke, I mean, because like I said, Drake said something about he didn't listen to Hov with this, that, and the third, and then next thing we know, Kendrick's
like, you not Hov,
feel me? So Kendrick must have said he heard Free Smoke and lost it. Said, man, fuck it, I'm about to drop some shit, and then
this is probably like the perfect segue because keep in mind, like Kendrick's about to do Coachella next month, so whenever he just put up the number 4, I was like, I mean, that could mean any fucking thing. Yeah. Like they could be 4 weeks, 4 days. He could be talking about what he's about to do at Coachella, and now he just alluded to that he's dropping his next project, which is actually perfect timing because, like I said, he's doing Coachella.
Yeah.
And yes, we love old Kendrick shit. It's still good. It'll still get the crowd moving, but it's nothing like dropping new shit right around festival time. Especially if that's the circuit that you're really trying to be on. Then that's the perfect time to like drop some shit like that. I'm looking forward to what Chance is gonna do next. I know it's a lot of pressure on him. 3 Grammys off a mixtape.
You like Chance?
Huh?
I say you like Chance.
Chance is cool. The way I label Chance with the coloring book mixtape, he's a gospel artist that cusses a little bit. That's how me and my friends put it together. That's basically what it is.
He's gospel. He just throw a little curse words in there once in a while.
He like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go to church. We love God. But, we gonna cuss.
Cuss a little bit.
I might slip up and cuss in church. You're like, shit, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? It shows his human side. Yeah. So that's how I look at it. And what I like about him is that he stays true to himself. Yeah. And he stays true to where he's from. And he's very, because he could have very easily signed, so many deals, signed to Kanye. But if what you're sitting on is like, a good product, then you're not gonna sell yourself, short or sell yourself to anybody for that matter, just for the sake to say, I'm down with, good music, or because it's hard to be in them camps when the main person that you're with is so fucking big. It's like you're damn near trying to
compete with them.
It's the same thing for Big Sean. Like sometimes you forget that Big Sean's on good music but then if you hear a good music compilation, then you're reminded, okay, he's
there. I just feel like where the people mess it up is, it's like Ross wanted to sign Nipsey so bad to MMG, they got tons of music together in that whole little stint where Ross was trying to get Nipsey.
Can I say I was mad that Wale signed the
MMG?
I just didn't see the fit. Like, soon as when I heard about it, I was like, why? Just because of the kind of music that Wale puts out? Because he was making, he's poet.
I mean, but you need that.
You do need that. Now I'm talking about when it
at
first
the time,
happened.
At the time it was odd.
It was like, no, Wale.
Yeah, because it was Ross, Meek, Pill, and Wale.
Then he got a Marion. Marion's cool. Gunplay wasn't gonna see the light. Gunplay got outshined.
That's Ross Shooter.
Yeah, that's literally
that's his right hand man. Ross good, Gunplay good.
Yeah, because you might hear a couple features from Gunplay, but you're not getting a Gunplay album. And I don't think there's a whole lot of people that's even looking forward to a Gunplay. I ain't seen nobody like, hey man, I can't wait to that Gunplay album.
He had a song, Bible on the Dash, and that was actually kind of hard.
Yeah, I don't take nothing away from Gunplay,
he had a song,
but
Bible
he ain't.
On the Dash.
He ain't getting no.
No, not at all.
Sorry, no solo album.
Yeah, no, he's cool. He's good where he's at.
Yeah, just chill out. Soak it in, be the little hype.
Yeah, he's like trying to think what's that dude's name? Bleak. Memphis Bleak. I mean, not now. You know what I'm saying?
Now.
The Bleak now. Not the Bleak back in there, but the Bleak now.
Bleak has some shit back.
The Bleak that's pushing the Deuce in the van.
Yeah, and Bleak ain't even tripping off that shit.
He's not. He's something good.
He's like, I got married, you know what I'm saying? We chilling. I'm still throwing good looks to Jay. Like, you should do a song with Fat Joe. I think that would be good for the culture. Then it happens. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to a point where
he's signing a lot of these old rappers.
A lot.
He's
letting them eat though.
He is,
and that's why they signed him. I was surprised when Jim Jones signed. I was like, what? Because we I said, for people that don't know, for people that are like 21, 23, 24, y'all don't really understand the beef behind Jay-Z and Cameron and Dipset and all that bullshit. So for Jim Jones to like turn around and sign the Roc Nation is like,
I think they said like that was more of a flex thing though.
Yeah,
that was more of a. I mean, Dipset was involved, but it was more of a flex issue with Hove more so than it was, actually Dipset and Hove.
If you didn't listen to the interview that he did with Flex,
Which one? Jim Jones? Nah.
Let me tell you something.
When
you find the time, and when y'all find the time, also it's a really good interview.
Yeah,
I actually sat there and watched I watched that one and the Fat Joe interview. Yeah. Real good interviews. Like when I watch it, I kind of get mad.
Yeah. Now Flex,
I want those interviews.
Flex has been kind of killing. He's been kind of killing Breakfast Club with the interviews lately, just because
he's getting them backstories and letting people actually.
And the Breakfast Club, they all doing too much as far as what they're all doing outside of the radio show. Like they all got these different things that they're involved in.
I find myself listening to Ebro in the morning more than listening to the Breakfast Club, just because even if they don't, Breakfast Club gets the good interviews, depending on they get the ones that Hot 97 is not gonna get.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like Ebro in the morning, you get more of a variety of like what's going on. Like it's not structured like the Breakfast Club is. Like you literally know what's gonna happen every single hour on the hour. They don't vary from the script. But with Ebro, you can get like politics talk, you can get community music. Like you're gonna get it's a melting pot of like everything that you want to hear, as opposed to tell them why you mad. Yeah. Ask you. Yeah. Donkey of the day. Yeah. And then Envy comes with stupid ass questions for callers to call. I'm like, why? Like, why is this a thing?
It's their formula. They got them there,
and it works.
And it got them there.
But as all things, it does get stale, and it's time for them to get out that box and try different shit.
I personally think probably within the next year, no later than 2, one of them will probably be gone.
Venture out.
One of them will probably say, I'm done with the. I'm gonna get my own show. Probably Charlamagne will probably get his own show. Or something. Something along those lines. But one of those three is gonna happen.
You can see Charlamagne having his own show versus like I Like E. I love her podcast. Yeah, but I don't see her having like her own.
No, because she's too reserved.
Yeah,
she's too reserved. She's not going to go back and forth with somebody.
She's too reserved for breakfast morning shit because you ever listen to a podcast like she's not reserved at all.
Yeah, of course. That's the podcast.
Yeah, you can live your life.
I like it. Was it lip service?
Yeah,
I like lip service. Yeah, I like lip service.
She does. She's like, fucking it. We out here. Like,
I like lip service.
Envy's too corny.
Yeah,
for that. Like, ain't nobody gonna listen to that
corny.
shit.
Yeah,
he's
kind of
so
corny.
fucking corny.
Yeah, he is corny. He is corny.
He gets on. Like, don't get it twisted because y'all have heard in the past. Like, I'll tell you. Like, I love the Breakfast Club, but don't get it twisted. As all good things, some shit gets stale. It's time for a shake up.
Yeah.
I need a better interview. Y'all need to find different segments. It's something different has to come from this. But I think the fact that they on Revolt is a good thing.
Yeah, like I said, they on Revolt. Yeah. Charlamagne got his shows on MTV. You know what I mean? So it's just, they making moves. He about to come out with a book. Yeah, I'm gonna probably buy it. It's just. I'm
gonna read a sample.
Yeah, see what it is. I don't buy a lot of books.
No, I buy them on my tablet.
I don't. Yeah. Look, I'm the first person to tell you, I read, but I don't read at the same time.
I read. I like reading. Like I read the.
I like reading stuff that's going to interest me.
I read the Angie Martinez book. Amazing book.
See, I read the Shaq autobiography. You know what I'm saying? It's because I'm a fan of Shaq.
I love Angie.
You know what I mean?
Like, I'm trying to be the next Angie Martinez, so it's like shit. Like, why not?
So exactly.
Yeah, see what she had to endure, to get her backstory and shit. Like, I checked out Taraji's book.
You think she's ever gonna drop that Pac interview?
Oh God, I hope so. Maybe she'll surprise us and drop it around the time when the movie comes out. Because the movie comes out on his birthday, which is June 18th. So that would be actually timing wise, that'll be dope. Drop it like a week before, because then that's gonna pull the millennials in because they don't really know. The millennials don't do research on music. Yeah. They just whatever you play on, they're like, this is.
But why do you think she hasn't dropped it though?
I don't know. And when they ask her that, she says, "I don't know. I don't know why I didn't drop it. I don't know." She talks about it in her book, briefly talks about the setup and how she was young and she had to go to Pac's house and this and this. And when you read it, you like, I don't understand why you don't drop it.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was a bad time to drop it just because of the whole East Coast West Coast shit.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to come off because you from the Mecca.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
out
so
there and...
you don't want to come off like you dissing where you come from. So you kind of gotta hold it in the pocket. I think she dropped like probably a couple snippets, but she needs to. I want the whole.
Yeah,
I don't want, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good because it's Angie Martinez.
When people hold on to things like that, I'm like, man, what if somebody steals it? You know what I'm saying? What if it gets deleted? Because where is it at? Is it on VHS?
Not I think she.
Like,
I forgot what she said. She got it though. Like everything. I think she even said she had it like edited.
Yeah.
Or like cleaned up a little bit, like make it HD quality or some shit like that.
She just needs to go ahead and drop it, man. She just needs to go and just like look like when she retires, say, man, it's my last thing I'm ever gonna do. I'm dropping it right now. And it would shut hip hop down for a while.
When she first left Hot 97, I thought she was retiring and I got mad. But then I sat there and thought about it. I was like, nah. I said, she about to go to Power. And then it was like probably less than a couple hours after her last show, it was like all over the blogs. Yeah. Angie's going to Power. Angie's going to Power.
Yeah.
And it was also, from my point of view, it was a very smart move because Hot 97 is literally just in New York.
Yeah.
They're not syndicated.
Yeah.
And the only way you listen to Hot 97 is if you got the iHeart Radio app. That's how I listen to it. But when you go to Power, you are prone to you get into more markets.
Yeah, it's going all over the place.
Yeah, and so now she's good. She's in New York, I think Miami. Mm-hmm. I think that's the two that she's in.
Markets that she's in.
Yeah. So even if she don't leave New York, she's still
she's still there.
From 10 to 2, she's getting played in Miami, and then from 2 to 6, she's getting played in New York. So
so she's straight.
Smart move.
Yeah, she's straight.
Smart business move. But I'm trying to be Angie on the come up. So
I feel
you. We gonna wrap it up. Right. Plug your podcast, sir.
Yeah, man. Y'all know. Same shit, different toilet. You can find us on SoundCloud. We are on the Apple podcast, but we not at the same time. I got to send you the link to look. But they did some janky stuff. I applied. They told me I wasn't that the name of it had a cuss word in it, so I had to change it. But then they sent me a link, so you can access it if I send you the link, but you can't search us. It's weird. But look, just look us up on SoundCloud. Same shit, different toilet. The Facebook page is same-ish. different toilet, because I can't. Yeah, because he can't say shit. So basically, let me say shit. So I had to change it to ish. So it's on there, same shit, different toilet. That's pretty much it, man. Got the site coming back, cagemind.com. It's going to be revamped. I'm going to change up the way I did it the first time, so it's going to definitely be dope. Working out some stuff with that. But other than that, same old. Just grind.
Same old. Y'all know me, Thuglina Jolie, everywhere, Twitter, IG, Snap. You don't need my Facebook. Fuck all this shit. Did you see the Facebook update with the Snapchat stories and shit now?
Nah, there's a Snapchat. The Snapchat stories on Facebook.
I'm about to show you.
Nah. Look, all of it's the same.
All of it's the
same. That's why.
Now we see now the only thing that's not the same is Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's the only one because Twitter's gonna last long with all of them.
I love Twitter.
Yeah, I do too. Twitter's the only one that's kind of sticking in his own lane. Snapchat,
it's like
Instagram. I seen that. I seen that. Yeah, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook.
They all owned by the same person.
Yeah, they all won. And I deleted my Instagram almost a year ago.
I'll see.
Probably gonna get rid of Snap soon.
Damn.
Yeah.
You slowly,
but surely, just the only reason I keep Facebook because it's the family thing, and it's where's your Facebook at? I gotta keep that. That's for politics.
Basically.
Twitter is for me.
Twitter's for and
then Snapchat's just because so I can stay in the loop. But other than that, I'm about to cut that off like Instagram. I don't need it.
Man, if I ain't have 2 podcast shows, I won't be on none of this shit. Keep it a buck.
I would have Twitter.
I probably would have
Twitter is
because Twitter's just amazing. I tell everybody
that's the best
if you wanna watch something that's popping like the latest award show,
watch it on Twitter.
Watch it with Twitter and Black Twitter makes everything. That's the only thing that makes Twitter what it really is.
Cause I watch TV together.
We watch TV together. We find people together. Yep. We send out alerts together. We talking down bad guys and shit. You ain't about to talk to her like that. Fuck you. It literally make you block your shit.
It's his own little community.
It is. You gotta love Twitter. So get on there. But Banshees Block. This will be everywhere. It'll be on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Specker, all it
syndicated.
Slow motion.
Syndicated in the podcast world.
Like I told my homeboy, he said something about you need to do a live show for Banshees Block. I said, nigga, I'm trying to get plays for Banshees Block first. I ain't about to do no live show if ain't nobody gonna show up. Not saying that, a lot of people know me, a lot of people rock with me. They'll show up to a live show. But I'm more concerned about the plays. I need plays. So that way you know what you walking into, motherfuckers will love to just jump on your shit I could be on her ambushing niggas okay. So I heard you cheated on Tisha and we got Tisha outside the door. Niggas will anything because they think it's radio. It's podcast.
Yeah.
We out.
Yep.